You know, I never had a problem, you know, uh, being a little, cum si, cum sa. And, most of my buddies were, most of my chums, you know, we smack microphones. But I had a couple black friends, Booker. Booker was a cool guy, and Shane McMahon was almost black, and, I got about two black friends, so I can't be racist. My two black friends are The Rock and Book. I love Book. He wasn't quite NWO material in the 90s or 2002, but I like Book. He's from the hood. Kevin Nash quote, allegedly. Now, I'm in a different type of setup, so who gives a damn if you like it or not? Hit the like button. XDN Wrestling, I have returned. Hopefully this is not echoing too badly. It might be. It might be an echo. Excuse the echo. I'm in a certain type of situation. Okay. The sound might be an echo. Deal with it. Kevin Nash, I did a video on the channel. Let me pull it up here. So she said, yeah, let me pull it up right here. I just want to pull it and grab it and hold it. That's what we do. My buddy Sean. I did a video a few days ago on this channel. As I've turned this channel, which was my gaming channel, into now a strictly wrestling talk channel. And check out the videos. Most of my content is brand new. Some remixes, but modern wrestling's biggest problem. This is one of my best videos I've ever done on wrestling. WWE's biggest problem has no end in sight. The Bloodline. CM Punk getting in fights with fans recently. Again, Brock Lesnar is apparently telling Triple H what to do. Bret Hart lied about Goldberg's kick ending his career when it was really someone else. Ryback recently is making ridiculous comments, trying to sell out to get a job in World Wrestling Entertainment again, even though he made fun of McMahon's dead mother. And I made this video. Kevin Nash goes on disturbingly goes off on black WWE fans. It's amazing how many racist and bigots are in the wrestling comment sections. You got an idiot saying, what's a black WWE fan? You really had someone leave that comment. XDN, what's a black WWE fan? Okay, a black person who's a fan of WWE. Someone really wrote this in the comments. What's a black wrestling fan? A black person who likes wrestling? What type of stupid question? But this is the question. Once again, most people in the comment section, they're on disability. They're brain dead. They never had a fight in their life. These are the morons telling you racism doesn't exist. It's always someone who's not black telling you racism doesn't exist. That's always comedy to me. You're the same people. You think a transvestite's a woman. You think the earth is flat. You think LeBron James is the best basketball player ever. These are the idiots. You pay for pussy. But this video got a lot of white males very disturbed and perturbed. Like, I give a damn. This is a black channel. If you don't like it, F you. What you gonna do about it? Now, it's also amazing on YouTube how people get emotional over video titles. You're so emotional that you're still clicking, you're still watching, you still leave a comment. Kevin Nash goes off on black fans, which he did. Watch this video. Other videos, Bobby Heenan and Steve Austin bury Jeff Jarrett in his failed career. Now this one, this is an all-timer. The top 10 bullies in wrestling history. Clan members took over the company in the 90s. Hogan and Undertaker ripping off Hogan? Someone really told me this. After WCW and ECW, was Ring of Honor a success or a failure? Undertaker, quote unquote, buried more people than Triple H. And then now we have the latest new series, brand new videos on this channel. The Bitterness of Bret Hart, Episode 1. Hulk Hogan, you stinking hyena. Jack Tunney, you turned a blind eye. Ric Flair. And recently, as of this recording, Val Venus is losing his mind. Val Venus is the newest character in the XDN wrestling universe. But Kevin Nash to eat off his carcass again. Big sexy. I was always big and I was always white and I was always sexy. Kevin Nash, who's another one who loved black culture, basketball. A lot of the NWO catchphrases were from rap songs. NWO for Life was from the rapper Mac 10's song Faux Life. And the whole a lot of the NWO slogans, he gave a lot of Scott Steiner slogans. Holler if you hear me, that was Tupac. Excuse any background noise. I think there's Puerto Ricans around here. But Kevin Nash, oh, he got a little heated when black fans criticized him, and then he snapped back. And you people get real touchy when someone mentions race, so let me keep mentioning it. Now, I asked Google, because Google's never wrong, tell me about Kevin Nash's most racist moments. Now, this is Google. It's not me. It says, WWE Hall, hit the like button. Make sure you subscribe to this channel. It says WWE Hall of Famer Kevin Nash drew major backlash and accusations of using racist tropes in his Click This podcast when he criticized a young black wrestler who smelled of cocoa butter and baked chicken by stating Evans was a bit too effing Mr. Bojangles. Now, Kevin Nash, he just exposed his age when he's saying Bojangles. Let me get the XDN rubber bands on. You can't see it on this wrist. This is more important than Kevin Nash. Do you think Kevin Nash might have tore his quad when he was writing when he tweets? Does he tear his quad again? All right. So let's see here. Mr. Bojangles. Mr. Bojangles. Does anyone born after 1967 get this? Mr. Bojangles is a famous 1968 American folk song. Wasn't Mr. Bojangles also wasn't it something like Gregory Hines movie or something, whatever? But for him to say Mr. Bojangles, and he says Evans needs to be more urban. Oh, I love when white people tiptoe around race and they say minority or urban. Just say black. No, we gotta be more urban. We gotta be urban. Black or Mexican. Nash later apologized for using the term Mr. Bojangles, calling it offensive and in poor taste. Well, he has good taste in wine. You know, I had a white wine spritzer, a nice Merlot, and apparently Nash was getting Dixie Carter drunk at a bar to get, further contract extensions, but that's alleged. Jim Cornette. You seen Cornette's wife? Javon Evans' critique. Nash criticized him, like I said, all right. And then the apology backlash. Nash issued an apology for using Mr. Bojangles because it was offensive and poor taste, but the apology drew additional criticism, including self-validating remarks about his intent, causing him to later delete it. Because racism does in fact exist. Now, was he saying what he was saying racist? No, but he's going into racial territory, and you should tread lightly, because if you're not black, you're not qualified to be speaking on race issues regarding black people. These are the same idiots talking about racism don't exist. It's always someone who's white, someone who's not black, who never had to deal with these things, saying that bullshit. It always is. It's always someone who's ignorant. No, they're talking about saying that nonsense. But you wouldn't dare say that to a black person's face. But you'll say it in the comment section because most of you people are homosexual cowards. Now, defending Hulk Hogan. Now, this is another one you people don't remember. When Hulk Hogan was saying the N-word on the tape with Brooke Hogan being referenced, Kevin Nash defended him publicly, which made no sense. Just because you're friends with someone, that doesn't mean everything they do is up for defense. Oh, I was around Hulk, and he was friends with Dennis Rodman, and Rodzilla. Oh, that's my third black friend, and I never seen Hogan call Rodman that, so maybe Hulk was a little drunk, maybe he had a nice white wine spritzer and a little Merlot, and he just a little slip of tongue. And you think Kevin Nash ever slipped tongue to Janelle Grant? Nash faced criticism for fiercely defending close friend Hulk Hogan and chastising critics who brought up Hogan's documented racist rants, arguing that bringing up past controversies was harmful to Hogan's family and friends, which is just a ridiculous defense. Well, you shouldn't bring this up because you bring up Hogan's past racist statements, it hurts his family and friends. That's a typical white person response. That's a typical non-black person response. Once again, if you have not been in certain shoes, you're not qualified to be speaking, and then you'll say ignorance like this. Everything I said in this video is correct. Public and fan reaction, opinions on these moments remain divided across wrestling forums. Oh God, forums. Imagine being in the type of idiots saying this stuff in the comments. Yeah, they're on forums all day. Yeah. Oh, they can't wait to get the first comment on e-wrestling news. Anyway, many fans and media outlets condemn Nash's language as relying on outdated racial tropes and insensitivity. Speaking of black women, Cody Rhodes, I can't stand him, but I respect his choice of a wife. Damn, that's some nice brown sugar. While some defenders argue, the Cash App is XDN wins if you want to support the channel or if you have a video request. While some defenders argued his comments representing generational misunderstandings or poor phrasing rather than outright malice. I like the blacks. They win my parlays, and what would the NBA be without the black guys? I mean, you really want to watch Steve Nash all day or LeBron James? Maybe I should have named my next son LeBron. LeBron Nash. Sounds fucking sweet. The controversy surrounding Hall of Famer Kevin Nash involves two primary instances of his defense of Hulk Hogan and his criticism of the way Javon Evans was being presented and booked. And then it just goes in a little bit further. Let's see. Let's see here. Nash also said when defending his comments that were raised some sensitivity to some people. He says, I obviously apologize for the use of the term Mr. Bojangles. It was in poor taste and obviously offensive. However, he then compromised the apology by adding, it's funny how I'm usually the only person who pays attention to the development of black talent. Yes. Okay, that statement is, this is why I love Kevin Nash. I've been entertained by him since I was a kid. Kevin Nash is one of my favorite, forget wrestlers, just favorite people in wrestling history. He's the type of person, I can listen to Nash talk all day about wine, basketball, 45 caliber, does cocoa butter work for white people? I can listen to Nash talk about anything. But that last statement is very funny when he says, I'm usually the one who looks out for the black talent. And then I just think, okay, when Nash had the book in WCW, which was a horrifying period, what did he do for black talent? And then I thought, my God, wasn't like the first Nitro he booked, wasn't that the horrible Nitro where Vincent was running the NWO for the whole show? So yeah, I guess Kevin Nash ain't a racist because he pushed Vincent. Please tell me somebody watching remembers that Nitro. This had to be like, I want to say like March 99. The whole wasn't the Nitro like the whole first hour was no matches? It was just like Vincent, Bryan Adams promos and like Tori Wilson videos on the beach. Was it that same Nitro? He pushed Vincent as the leader of the NWO for one night. And then I guess he kept Booker T as like the TV champion. And did he push Norman Smiley or Norman Smiley? So yeah, I guess Nash has been a great help to the black man. I've been told that I'm a black man from the waist down. I'm 11 inches soft. Kevin Nash. Now, let's see here. Retraction, and then he doubled down. See, like most typical arrogant white men who can't humble themselves, he apologizes, has a retraction, but then he doubles back down on what he said. So in following the intense backlash over the self-righteous tone of his apology, Nash deleted the post, but then he had a dismissive tweet saying, no worries. I won't make the mistake of saying anything about young OG Evans. If he fails, it's on him. Won't change my life in either way. Oh, Lord. When it comes to him defending Hogan, the 2015 defense, immediately following Hogan's termination from the company after his racist tape leak, Nash took to social media to minimize the tapes. You saw that Page tape? The things they were doing on that NXT title belt, claiming they were easily edited. Oh, Hogan's not a racist. They edited this. It was AI. They were using AI back in 2015. Okay, I seen Hulk Hogan greet 10,000 Amish people, and I watched him do 10,000 Make-A-Wish greetings. Oh Lord, it said Make-A-Wish. I somehow read that as Amish. What the? Hit the like button. I've watched Hulk Hogan do 10,000 Make-A-Wish greetings. Religion, creed, or color never changed the love he shared. Following Hogan's passing, Nash said, for the people that want to go after Hogan for doing this, doing that, how about F you, man? He's dead. How about his kids? I tried to finger Brooke. She was of age. Can you just lay off the man? He's dead. I wonder if he meant that also to Bret Hart. because if you missed it on if you missed it, I got a video on XDN Sports, my other channel. Where is it at? Where I re-uploaded the video where Bret Hart was burying Hogan literally days after he dropped dead. If you have not seen this video, this was explosive. Also on this channel, I just uploaded a super rare shoot interview with Cornette after he got fired for slapping Santino. I guarantee you've never heard this interview. Exclusive on XDN Sports, my other channel. Where's the video? Yeah, right here. Bret Hart disgustingly buries Hogan after his passing. Oh my God. Bitter Bret buries more. Bitter Bret Hart. Bitter. He is bitter. Check that out. Also, Bret Hart disrespects Kurt Hennig and confuses something Roddy Piper did involving him. Check that out on XDN Sports. The fallout. Critics heavily slam Nash. They slammed him like King Mabel in '95. I will never get over the fact they push Mabel. It's Mabel. Why? 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 Critics heavily slammed Nash for demanding that people shut the F up regarding Hogan's past. Oh, why am I reading the writer's words in Nash's voice? The wrestling community widely argued that Nash was actively trying to sanitize the documented history of racism under the guise of protecting a grieving family. Kevin Nash and his racial history. What are your thoughts on this? don't get blocked. Don't get blocked. But what are your thoughts on this? Leave it in the comment section. And let me ask you, Miggity Marks, a question. Well, you know what? I already have the answer. You're Marks. That's why you're delusional. Leave your thoughts in the comment section. Check out the latest videos. If you have a video request, you can donate to the Cash App. It's XDN Wins. XDN Wins again. That, as you should know. I don't know. Kevin Nash. Like I said, I don't believe he's the R word, but he does a little cross some sensitivity lines, and you're allowed to be sensitive on certain topics. Once again, a lot of people who are non-black, you're very tone deaf to things, which means that's why you get dismissed, because you don't know what you're talking about. But Big Sexy Kevin Nash, he still entertained me. And I just mentioned that I have a rare interview with Cornette, and that just made me think, when you talk about Kevin Nash and his legacy in wrestling, Hogan's legacy for the most of his career was, the greatest wrestler, or one of the top 2-3 greatest wrestlers, the greatest draw. Hulk Hogan, he's a megastar. But then, when you get to the 2000s, thanks to things like RF Shoot interviews and books coming out, he got exposed a lot as being such a heavy political player. And then the racial tapes, and then, the going crazy over Trump. Hogan's legacy is debated by many people. The same as Ric Flair. Ric Flair destroyed his legacy too. A drunk, can't give it up, embarrassing himself. Kevin Nash's legacy, he's kind of polarizing. Some people love Nash. Some people think he was big lazy. Some people thought that he changed wrestling when him and Nash went to WCW, which they did. Some people think that some people they just hate Nash, don't want to give him or Hall any credit. Oh, it was just Hogan. It was Hogan who changed wrestling. Yeah, Hogan turning was big, but Hall and Nash, they set the tone. They set the tone. People like Dave Meltzer, who wants to be the overlord of wrestling history. Meltzer, if I'm not mistaken, he never put Hall or Nash in his Hall of Fame. Maybe Hall is in, I don't know, but to have a wrestling Hall of Fame and you don't put Kevin Nash makes no sense. Kevin Nash and Scott Hall literally changed wrestling forever. They literally jump-started the Monday Night Wars. They literally jump-started. WCW was not profitable before the NWO angle happened. It was not. And it would not have happened in the takeoff of WCW and WWF. It changed wrestling forever. You have to credit them. Plus, Kevin Nash was a top guy. He wasn't a draw in WWF, but nobody was in 94, 95. But he was a draw in WCW. He's a big reason the NWO shirts were selling. A lot of those NWO house shows, he was in the main event because Hogan was not wrestling house shows. He was a ticket seller in WCW. When the Wolfpack shirt came out in '98, the Wolfpack shirt sold the most T-shirts in WCW history. Let me not say history. It's the black and white shirt, but the Wolfpack shirt is the highest selling, the second highest selling shirt in WCW history. And when the Wolfpack shirt came out, it was the highest selling shirt of 1998 in WCW. And it was the highest selling shirt, I think, after Austin 316 shirt. So Nash was a draw in the WCW years for a short period, but he was a draw and he was a star and he was very over. In 1998 WCW, the second most over babyface was Kevin Nash. Sting won the belt and then he went down. But after Goldberg, the most popular over person in WCW 98 was Kevin Nash. You cannot dispute these things. He was a star. But people like Meltzer, oh no, you can't be in my Hall of Fame because he didn't have enough 4.25-star matches. It's amazing. Bryan Danielson's in his Hall of Fame, but Hall and Nash aren't. Or they weren't to my knowledge. I want to say Scott Hall might have got in finally, but like it matters. But I'm just making a point. People who are supposed to be the experts, yet they want to discredit people who change. I'm sorry. Who changed the wrestling business more, Bryan Danielson or Kevin Nash? It's not even what. First of all, what did Bryan Danielson ever do to change wrestling? Nothing. He did nothing. If Bryan Danielson never existed, wrestling history would be the same. But he's in your Hall of Fame. The Young Bucks are in your Hall of Fame. Cody Rhodes is Cody Rhodes in the Hall of Fame of Dave Meltzer, but Hall and Nash were. Man, I'm up out of here, man. That is it. XDN wins. This is a black channel. If you don't like it, F you. What you gonna do about it? You know, you can't beat me in a fight, and you can't shoot better than me either. Anyway,